I feel supported.
Yeah, yeah. I imagine that might have been a first for you. But I was thinking about this morning. There are a lot of different ways to protest, to make your voice heard. Why sleep in your office? Why do you go that route?
Well, I mean, everybody has their own motivation, of course, but Professor Ron Hassner at the University of California, Berkeley's faced a particular set of, I think, pernicious incidents, anti-Semitic incidents, and difficulties with academic freedom and freedom of speech, speakers being shouted down, not allowed to speak, et cetera. And I think the symbolic idea behind sleeping in our offices is to say, we're here. We're not going anywhere. And, in my particular case, right, I feel supported by my administration, but I think there's a few asks that I have that are dealing with our own particular set of problems here at UCI.
You've been a professor for more than 3 decades, 33 years, and you say the last term was the hardest of your career.
Yeah, I mean, everything that, I've been directors of several centers for Jewish studies, but everything that happened after October 7th has made life very difficult for directors of centers for Jewish studies. The most basic, I mean, we had our last talk on Israel, right? The Israel-Hamas war was on November 14th, and it was severely disrupted by protesters. The police had to enter. Eventually, the room was cleared, but then the talk resumed. But it was a severe disruption. And I haven't been able to host a talk on any Israel topic since that time, because I've received no guarantee that there'll be no further disruption, which would be both kind of costly, embarrassing, and sort of traumatizing. And it's not really what I'm set up for. I mean, the whole idea of universities is, and part of academic freedom is that we're free to host our events. The students and faculty are free to listen and participate, and there can be demonstrations, but those should be outside, and that's fine. That's freedom of speech. Those are outside of the room. But when events and academic programming gets disrupted, in effect, we're no longer able to do our job. And so to some extent, right, Jewish studies professors and those involved in the study of Israel are no longer able to do their job in a normal way because of the kind of the protests that are going on within the events. And that's really the problem to my mind.
The rhetoric, the violence, the disruptions. I know we had a dad on, a UC Berkeley dad just last week. Groups of parents are now having to pay for private security for their kids at school. One of my last questions to you, what kind of success have you seen from these, sleep-ins, if you will? Because we've seen the protests, the demonstrators across the country blocking city bridges, busy airport roads, really snarling city traffic and business. Nobody really sees you sleeping in your office at night. So how are you going to measure success with this?
That's a good question. First of all, I did want to say that we have not had violence or those kinds of incidents on our campus. But the question about success is very important. I mean, what we're doing what professors really do best. We're in our offices. We're teaching. So yesterday we had a group of students in talking, because the celebration of the Book of Esther is coming in the Jewish tradition, is coming up on Saturday, and we talked about the political meaning of the Book of Esther, right? That it's the only book in the Bible where God isn't mentioned. So the Jewish people were sort of on their own to make their own thing, and that's the purpose of the demonstration, to kind of carve out our own fate. And so, measured by the meaning, the success really should be when the administration, number one, acts to enforce its own rules against disruptions of events. Number two, apologizes and invites the people who were disrupted back to speak again at the campus, at the university's expense. I think that's the kind of minimum thing. It's a quiet, it's legal, it's a non-disruptive protest. We're not trying to disrupt the operations of the university at all. But hopefully it will bring some attention to the difficulties that we're facing.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.